Hi, welcome back. Dave Toll here, and Ivan Dominguez joining us on Velo News TV. Ivan, terrific season. Thanks for coming by.
You're welcome.
So, interesting, little bit of controversy this year at the Tour of Missouri, and I think I have to imagine that when it was all said and done on Sunday, you must have felt some redemption, that you kind of had the last word, didn't you?
Yeah. Kind of like explain everything. Actually, after the time trial, I explained by having my result. I explained a lot, from the first day, the second day, all this kind of deal,
Sure.
Defending, not defending. So after the time trial, I guess a lot of people understood what was going to happen because I was supposed to win a stage, not GC. So.
Was it the best season that you've ever had? I mean, if you look back, you have had a couple really brilliant years, but all the way from February up until 2 weeks ago, you were winning at the highest level and coming back from a really, a bizarre crash that you suffered mid-season.
Right.
I mean, does it get better than that?
No, this is my best year so far. 2004 was great, but no, 2007 has been great. And like you say, after my crash, and still coming back and get few good results. So yeah, I'm very happy, very, very happy.
Have going back to your time at Saturn, how much has racing changed here in the United States? Is it becoming more competitive?
Yeah, changed a lot. Changed the way the riders are racing. Well, US is kind of like, if you have the team, they're going to work for you, but it's been changing a lot. Now it's a lot of more guys, they race harder for you, so they spend more time with you. And also now you got more riders that made it to the end. A few years ago, I remember, coming to the end was only few. Now everybody, it's a lot of guys with a lot of speed and good guys going up the hills, like guys that you never see before. So it's good, especially when you race Georgia and California. You can see those guys
Sure.
there.
It's interesting because a lot of people, there's no question that you're a very fast sprinter, but you're not necessarily the kind of guy that likes racing criteriums, are you?
I'm here in US, so it's a place I should to stay. And this is the race. People know US for criterium race, so I gotta do it. It's my job, but I'm not a good fan of criterium. I'm afraid to do it. Every time I go to a criterium, I'm always trying to stay in safe position and stuff like that. So.
And so does that, following that question up, do you see yourself at some point in your career going over and contesting the classics in Europe?
I don't know, man. I'm getting old, 31. I think I like it here.
Sure.
The weather's good all year long. Yeah, you have few days bad weather and some shitty race, but I like it here.
It seems like the lifestyle of the American racer is distinctly different than the lifestyle of the European racer. And I'm guessing that's something that you value.
Yeah. And especially when you have your family, everything, you set up, you buy a house, whatever. It's hard to go there and race, but the race is a lot different. Yeah.
And so when you look forward to next season, there have been some big changes. As the rumors right now have Chris Horner as well as Fred Rodriguez coming back, racing for Rock Racing. If all of everything that we're hearing is true, it should be make for a really exciting season. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Having those guys back in US is. Freddie is going to make my job harder.
Yeah.
And Horner, of course, you know how it's Horner, always there. So, but it's good. It's good to have those guys around because bring the sport a little bit up. So.
Yeah, exactly. When you look at the way racing has developed the last couple of years, it seems to me like 2008 should be the most exciting season we've had in your career, going all the way back to '98.
Right. Yeah.
When you came over, there's been a pretty well documented your story about defecting at the Goodwill Games. Has that story been told correctly?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. But so many people ask me, and I said to people, if I have to sit down to tell from the beginning, it's going to be long. So I'm always telling, a little bit this, a little bit of that. But it's kind of, you can get a lot of information from that story.
Yeah. No. So do you feel? Obviously, America and Cuban relations have been strained for a long time. How tough is it for you to communicate with your mom or with your friends that are still back in Cuba? Are you able to talk to them on the phone?
Yeah, normally I call every month. Calling to Cuba is a little bit expensive, but it's my family, so I'm not I don't mind to spend the money and
well
calling.
spent.
Right,
Yes.
right. So I call them, I talk to them. They know about me because a lot of people there that they follow cycling. I don't know how, but every time I call, oh, I heard you won this race and this, and someone came with some magazine from US and you in the front cover, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But it's okay, you know, they're doing okay. And
Now, is it possible to send money back to them?
yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it. Every time my friends go there, any friend from Miami, they call me, hey, I'm going to be in Cuba for like 10 days. If you want to send anything, you know, send it to me and I take care of it. So
Do you feel like an American now?
I got used to it.
Yeah.
You got used to a good life. So
I'm guessing that the reason you came over here was because you wanted to improve your life. Did you see yourself having a successful cycling career at that point?
yeah, well,
That was the plan?
Well, was not the plan. When I came, I was ready to stop racing. I was very tired from all the race I did. The track makes the riders very tired, especially when you do that almost 24/7. And
Maybe too demanding of a schedule because of the coaching and the federation in Cuba?
not really. I was having too many track race, so I was kind of like I was tired, and I took like 6 months easy, and that's when I started riding again. All my friends, you need to start riding, and that's when I started riding again. But
And is racing on the road something that you enjoy doing, or is it a way to make a living?
I love it.
You love it?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I like it.
Is what you love that feeling that you had in St. Louis, or maybe the Kansas City or Long Beach?
Yeah.
Can you describe that? I mean, is that something that you can put into words? What that? I'm not like technically not describing how the racing happened, but how you internally feel when you win a bike race, or is it something that you just can't describe?
Oh, it's a great feeling. Like when I won in Long Beach. You know, it's in front of like I don't know how many people.
Did you know you had won when you crossed the
Yeah,
line?
because like 20 meters or 30 minutes to finish, I have like smoke, my wheel in front of him, so I knew I was going to have it. I throw my bike just in case, but I know I had it. And,
Do you listen to the announcer?
Yeah, I hear when they say Ivan Dominguez won. Yeah, I hear everything. I hear the people yelling me. So.
But I tell you, that's something that when I do that nowadays, I don't know how much feedback you get when you're out racing about people say, hey, the announcer said this about you or said that about you. But I've learned now that it's a lot easier to just say, I think Ivan Dominguez is going to win. Because now I'm usually right about 75% of the time. This sport, that's not too bad. It's funny, the sprint that you had when you came into Kansas City at stage 1 of Missouri, we really didn't get a very good chance to look at you at all. But it's like, I tell you what, if there's a guy and he's got a white, red, and blue on and he's up near the front, that's Ivan and he's going to win. Is it nice to know that so many people have so much confidence in you?
Yeah, it's very nice. You know, that day I have a lot of people came to me and asked me, not asked me, they tell me, hey, we better than you, so you better win. We all with you. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I was in a little bit of trouble going to that course. I was cramping, like I say in the interviews there. But coming to the end, I just went for the sprint and the legs feels good. So
I mean, we hear about riders who take risks, some riders who may be a little more conservative. How is it possible that you move up? I mean, we're saying 45, 50 riders in that last 500 meters you came forward. Do you take risks to do that?
No. Coming to the downhill, Chris Wary took me all the way to the front, and I came right behind Pagliarini. That was the wheel I was looking for. Like that was the guy we talked about in the meeting. So he led me there, and I started losing position because there was too much fighting. And for me, coming after bad injury and for like a month and a half sitting at home, I still feel like a little bit like when I'm in that kind of situation. I'm like, I don't want to take any chance. I don't want to crash and spend like 2 more months at home. So I'm always trying to be in the safe place.
And it's having a teammate like Weary being able to move you through the group, that does keep you a lot safer, doesn't it?
Yeah. Him, Weary, Hank, Sullivan,
Vogels as well. Huh?
Those guys always trying to put me in the safe place because they know I'm not the guy like who really love to fight for position. I prefer to be safe in the front or a little bit behind all the action. And those guys, they know what kind of what kind of position I like, so they know how to move, and they don't do any crazy acceleration. They're always very smooth. And Hank is the one a little bit crazy, but I got used to it.
And Hank corners crazy, doesn't he?
I know. Every time.
Sometimes it's hard to even take the same line.
Right. Yeah. Every time I'm behind him going to the in one of the criteriums, right, going to the finish, I have to give like a bike between him and I, because he goes so crazy. I'm afraid him to crash and take me down. But he go through a turn and he made it. I'm like, okay. But I'm always trying to be safe.
It's a rule of thumb: if Hank can do it, you can do it. That's not necessarily true, is it?
No, like last year with J.A., he was doing the lead out for me a few times, and he went to the turns like the way Hanks go, and I'm like, I know we're using the same tires, and I can land the bike like you, but I don't want to take any chance.
So you know, Ivan, we hear all the time when people who maybe aren't actually racing are in the peloton, it's described as very rough, and people throwing elbows and headbutting and that kind of stuff for the finale. But I'm curious, as far as your Toyota United team and the respect, and once again, the same names that you've been talking about, your Weirys and your Vogels, do people not mess with you guys because of who you are?
Not really, not in U.S., and not even in California, those races. For me, like California, Georgia, and Missouri, I like to follow my own wheel, but have my guys around me just in case I need it really quick. But like U.S. race, criterium saying only in U.S., I like to have the guys doing the lead out, and everybody knows they're going to do a lead out for me, so they're going to be fighting from my wheel and back.
Sure. And how crazy does that get?
Gets very crazy.
I mean, to the point where you get upset and you're like, would you guys calm down? Like
no, because they don't fight with me.
Because it's like Stevich will be taking your wheel, and he's got guys trying to bump him off your wheel.
Right. Like in every meeting we go, they're like, well, let's put a Stevich there or whatever. And I'm like, no. Keep my wheel clean. Let the guy fight for my wheel. I don't want to have a Stevich, or I don't want to have any guys like that in my wheel, because they're gonna make him crash. So I prefer to have a Stevich in front of me, and the people fight for my wheel.
Let them have at it back there.
I don't want to have my guys behind my wheel, because I know how crazy it is.
How many times in the last 3 years would you say there's been a crash immediately behind you in the finale? A couple, huh?
Yeah, I didn't look back, but I hear the noise.
Yeah.
And when it's very loud noise, you know, it's a lot of people down. So.
Did you have a chance to watch the video and see Brad Huff's crash in the finale in St. Louis?
Actually, I did 2 days ago.
What are your thoughts when you see something like that?
You know, when I was going for the sprint day, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? The crowd is loud enough,
right.
The announcing going on.
Right.
You don't hear it.
No, I didn't know until I crossed the finish and I turned around. They told me, oh, this guy crashed. And I'm like, but when I saw the crash on TV, I was like, wow, man, he's lucky he is still moving now, because the way he crashed.
The craziest crash you've seen?
Yeah. That was one of the crazy ones.
Yeah. Well, Ivan, it was a terrific season. You gave us a lot of memories, and we'll look forward. I'm going to have to guess that you're already starting to think about Tour California for next year.
Yeah, we all are, yeah.
Well, good. Definitely. Well, good luck there, and good luck all year.
Thank you.